this morning, we're going to do something fun.
This week on Kentucky Afield.
You're going fishing on Kentucky Afield if you want to go.
We're surprising a young fisherman who loves the show with a spotted and white bass fishing trip on Nolin Lake.
White bass, white bass. That's what we've been looking for. Nice job, buddy.
Next,
You give me enough people and I can put 200 geese in the back of a Corolla.
we're in the field with biologists and we're learning about this year's Goose Roundup. Then, we'll beat the heat and catch fish by heading out on the water for some night fishing.
Pretty good fish, isn't it?
Yeah, not a bad fish.
Oh, yeah.
It's all next on Kentucky Afield.
Kentucky Afield. Every week, Kentucky Afield brings you features on hunting and fishing across the state.
That's my pup. I'm proud of him.
Here he comes right there. Let's get ready. Get ready.
Look at that. What a nice fish. Hey, we dug it up right there.
We did.
There he is. Ooh, a nice one, too. Boy, he's healthy.
What do we got?
That was awesome. Got the first kill.
Got one big smallmouth.
Very nice.
Double point. They're in there.
There they go.
Oh, my gosh. Woo! Look at that joker. Look at that. Beautiful. Whoa, this is a good one.
That's better than good, Chad.
Hello, and welcome to Kentucky Afield. I'm your host, Chad Miles. Join us as we journey the Commonwealth in search of outdoor adventure. One of the more interesting parts of my job is I get to meet a lot of young people who are passionate about fishing. And sometimes, I even get to share the boat with them for a day.
Well, this morning, we're going to do something fun. We're out here on my home lake of Nolin Lake. And this morning, I'm going to go pick up a young kid who has no idea that we're coming to get him. He's a gentleman I met about 2 years ago, and he absolutely loves to fish. He's 12 years old. His name's Evan. He's from Central Indiana. Super good kid. Huge fan of Kentucky Afield. And I just got word that he is standing on his dock hoping that the white bass come up this morning. We've already okayed it with his parents, so we're gonna pull up. He has no idea we're coming. I don't know what his reaction will be. We're gonna pick him up and take him fishing for a day on Kentucky Afield, and hopefully, it's a day he'll never forget and we'll catch plenty of fish. You catch anything? You seen them in the jumps yet? Well, guess what? You wanna go with me? Your dad knows you're going. Today's your day, man. We're gonna go out and try to catch some white bass, and you're going fishing on Kentucky Afield if you wanna go. Really? You wanna go? Have you caught any fish yet? Well, let's get in the boat and run up the lake a long way and see if we can't locate some more fish. We already saw a bald eagle, already caught him a white bass this morning, so if we can't go have some luck. All right, hop on in. So Evan, how old are you now?
12.
And how long have you been fishing?
Maybe 8 years now.
Okay, yeah, so you started really young. Yeah. You know, I know you watch a lot of the Kentucky Afield segments because you're always asking me about them. And you don't get Kentucky Afield up where you live, do you?
No.
So how do you watch it?
We have a lake house down in Kentucky that we just, me and my dad get up early in the morning and we just watch the shows.
Okay, so you record them?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So tell me which one's been some of your favorite shows.
Well, I like the ones where you go and you go to like Green River and stuff and you go catch smallmouth bass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be a good time. I'm seeing a couple of 1s and 2s jumping, but not like big groups of them. I'll tell you what, let's cast a rod out and troll for a minute. And while we do this, we'll just wait and see if we see them start coming up. But I know there's fish right here. We're going to move and see if we can't find the fish. And we're going to be fishing while we're looking. Uh-oh, yep, here we go. We got a couple. We're gonna troll you right through those, so get ready. Our lure should be getting close. Oh, here you go. You wanna reel this one in? What you got there, buddy?
Largemouth bass.
Largemouth, huh?
Or spotted.
Oh, yep, it is a largemouth bass. Hey, that's a fun catch. It's not exactly what we're after today, but we'll take that. If we start catching a bunch of those, we'll move.
All right.
But we'll try it. We'll see what happens. I'll tell you what, let's turn around and troll right back through there again and see if we catch 2 largemouth, 3 largemouth, we'll go find some white bass.
He's super hot right now.
Oh man, that water temperature is literally 87 degrees.
It's like bath water.
It is like bath water. Here you go. Let's turn, make a cast, and try it again. Here we go. Oh, it's a largemouth again.
You can reel him.
All right. This might be a spot. Nope, largemouth.
It's a nice fish.
A little bit better.
It's a nice one.
Here you go, largemouth bass. Out here in the jumps. Tells you that's where all the bait is at.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Here you go, Evan. You want this one? White bass, white bass,
Yeah.
white bass. There you go.
It's another, I think it might be, it's a white bass.
White bass, white bass. That's what we've been looking for. Nice job, buddy. Hey, we're out here in the middle.
I know.
Maybe that's where they're at. There you go, white bass. Now, you caught a couple of these off your dock the other day, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, that's a good sign.
sure is.
All right, there you go. Nice job.
Thanks.
You want to turn it loose? I know you're a really good catcher on that rod and reel. We're going to try one more spot, and it may be black bass, but a spot that we may be able to get in there and let you make some casts and catch something that way.
Oh, I got one.
Uh-oh, fish on?
Largemouth.
Pretty good little fish.
Holy.
He's pulling hard, isn't he?
Yeah. Spotted bass, look at that.
That's a good size spotted bass. Nice job, buddy. That's a good one. Pretty fish.
There he goes.
Well, Evan, it's only 9 o'clock and it is getting hot. What do you think? You want to call it quits?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, fish are still jumping, but it is so hot it's hard to be in the boat. But before we go in, I want to take you back this creek and show you something really pretty. This is going to be cool. What do you think about this? So this is a good place to come when it's really, really hot.
I know.
Feels cool, doesn't
Lots
it?
of shade.
And a lot of shade. When we've had more rain, there's usually a little waterfall coming off right here. I was gonna come here and cool off, but I don't believe we got enough, don't have enough water to do it today. Well, I'll tell you what, that was a fun day of fishing. It's hot out there though. We brought you back here to this little spot because it's kind of a really pretty location that's also cool in temperature, and it's a good place to come, have a drink, and a granola bar. What do you think? It's been a lot of fun. You know, you and I get to fish quite a bit together. Today wasn't the best, but I had a great time, and I really appreciate you coming out with me.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
It was a good time. We'll do it again soon. How about that?
Sounds good.
Located 1 mile north of Frankfort off of US 127, TN Sullivan Wildlife Management Area is 146 acres and made up mostly of open land pastures. This area offers a carry-down launch to historic Elkhorn Creek for kayaks and canoes. Private land in Elkhorn Creek border the Wildlife Management Area. There are 4 small ponds on the property and bank access to Elkhorn Creek for great smallmouth fishing. Remember that Wildlife Management Area users must abide by the Kentucky hunting, trapping, and fishing regulations. Also keep in mind that regulations on WMAs often differ from statewide regulations, so be sure to review your hunting guide or website for the specific WMA you're hunting. For more information about this WMA or the latest regulations and restrictions that pertain to it, please visit our website at fw.ky.gov or call 1-800-858-1549.
The Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife has been banding waterfowl for many years to help monitor the populations. That even includes banding birds in city limits.
We are banding Canada geese today. It's part of the work that the department does to manage migratory birds. I am the Migratory Bird Program Coordinator, and across the state of Kentucky we band up to 10,000 birds every year. We band Canada geese every summer in late June to early July because the birds are flightless during that period.
All birds molt their feathers. When their feathers get worn out, they have to molt. A new feather will grow in, and then they can fly better. So each year they have to molt and replace their feathers. Well, geese, waterfowl specifically, will molt their feathers all at one time, and the geese are flightless right now.
So we take advantage of that. And so what we will do is we slowly circle the group.
So we literally are corralling these geese just like you would a herd of cattle. I like to joke around and say, you give me enough people and I can put 200 geese in the back of a Corolla. They literally move just like cattle. Takes a lot of people, you work slowly. The fastest way to move geese is to work slow. If you start running at them, they're gonna run. If they start running, they're faster than you are. The trick is to make them think they want to go that direction and then get them to where the net is.
That net will be used to hold them in a corral. And so we slowly go along, just nice and easy, everybody kind of slowly condensing on them, and we'll push them to where we want them and then surround them with the net and hold them in that location.
Let that one go, let that one go. Pass the net around, pass the net around, pass the net.
Once they're in that net, then we can pull them out one by one.
Get this right there and just squeeze hard.
Good geese come with these perfect little handlebars on their back. So at the base of each wing is a big bone. It's just like our arm bone has a large bone. Geese have that as well. So those handlebars on the back, that's what you're after when you grab a goose.
Once they're in that net, then we pull them out. We put a leg band on it and we send them on their way. We can get in and out of an area pretty fast and band 100 or 200 or 300 birds in an hour or less. And we band the birds as part of our obligation to the Mississippi Flyway. The reason we band birds is because we want to know the impacts of things like hunting on these birds. And so by banding birds, we can figure out how many of these birds are actually killed by hunters. And every bird receives a unique number. That unique number was only found on that one bird in the whole world. And so if a hunter shoots one, they can report that number, and then we know, okay, that this bird has been killed by a hunter, it got hit by a car, it got whatever reason it died. We get this information and it helps us monitor the populations. This year, one of the things that we're doing is there's 2 different types of bands, silver aluminum bands and black bands. Half of our bands this year are Cerakoted. It's a process of put a coating on it to make them black. And that is part of a national study that's been done all over the eastern United States. And we are looking at, is there a difference in harvest rates between black bands and silver bands? The idea behind banding is a banded bird represents the population. And so if a band makes it more likely to be killed, then that biases our data some. So this is a check just to make sure that people aren't targeting those bands in flight at a higher rate.
We're banding today in multiple locations. When you band birds, you want a representative sample of the geese that are in your state. So we band all locations. All birds are susceptible to harvest. So a lot of people have this idea that city birds never leave the city. It's not true at all. And we learned that through banding.
Everybody says, oh, Canada geese, they're here, they're residents, they don't go anywhere, they're not migratory. But that's not entirely true. We learned through this banding that we have maybe 20% of our Canada geese every summer will go to Hudson Bay or James Bay to spend the summer. But for us, the most important part is we have hunting seasons. And because we have hunting seasons, we have an obligation to make sure that what we're doing is not negatively impacting the population. And so that's what this banding does. It tells us how many birds we're harvesting, and it allows us to know that, okay, we're within limits that are reasonable.
Bass fishing here in Kentucky in the summertime months like July and August can be really hot. That's why my favorite time to go is at night.
We're out here on beautiful Green River Lake, and I'm with an old fishing buddy of mine, Billy Parrish. Now, Billy, you fished this quite a bit.
Oh, yeah. I started night fishing this back when I was about 16 years old.
Okay.
And
2 years ago? 3 years ago?
Yeah, yeah.
We're in the dog days of summer. I say that it's 94, 95 degrees. We haven't had a whole lot of rain. Fishing in general right now is extremely, extremely tough.
Extremely tough, yeah. I mean, if you get 5 or 6 good bites all night, I think you're doing good.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
But just got to slow down and, you know, just we'll see what happens.
Hopefully it cools off a little bit. I like that we got a little bit of a breeze. So let's go get on our first brush pile and try to catch a couple fish. What do you think?
Sounds good, man.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it. I love fishing this lake at nighttime. It's probably my favorite lake to night fish on. I see some shad moving right there.
Crazy thing about fishing Green River Lake is you start throwing a spinnerbait or something moving, a crankbait, you never know when you may hook a muskie.
I will know it.
Have you ever caught one out of this lake?
Oh yeah, some big ones. I caught one day on the Carolina rig.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's about as long as my leg. It was a good one. There he is.
Got him? Look at those tail on that thing lighting up.
Little guy.
There you go, that's the way to get it started.
Mm-hmm. Yep, little guy, but he bit it good.
There you go. Hit that crawl. You got
yeah.
That crawl with those really chartreuse little feet on it there, little pinchers.
A little Berkeley, a little 4-inch Berkeley power crawl.
Fish one on the board. He's gone. Oh,
You got him?
I knew this spot should hold a couple fish.
Yeah. Pretty good fish, isn't it?
Yeah, not a bad fish.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a good fish, man.
That's a 2-pound spotted bass.
It sure is.
That's Kentucky's state fish, spotted bass. And that's a thick, healthy summertime spotted bass. You know, a lot of times in the summertime, these fish get kind of thin. Now, that fish there, been eating right. I tell you what, they're fun to catch too, aren't they? That's a pretty fish. You can tell it's spotted bass, see how these lines are and that color. Just a little bit smaller mouth, tooth patch, pretty fish. Caught a couple fish on soft plastic. This is the spinnerbait that we made for the Cumberland trip that we really didn't get to fish that much on TV a couple weeks ago. That fish wanted that one.
There he is. Not a little guy, he's a little bit bigger.
Looks like very similar, same fish, same spot.
Yeah.
Almost back-to-back cast.
Oh. Yeah, he took my crawl.
It looks like they're like in that little chartreuse tails, pinchers you got on
I
there.
think so. That bait's always worked good, you know, night fishing. And I've got a little heavier sinker. Let's see if we can get some a little bit bigger than that.
Now, Billy, you and I actually met through a good fishing buddy of mine that I know you do some tournament fishing with, old Bill Hurl.
Oh yeah, Bill's a good friend of mine, great person, very knowledgeable fisherman. He's taught me so much in the last few years.
Bill and I fish in the wintertime a ton. He's one of those die-hard guys that love to get out there in the middle of the winter. So we do a lot of smallmouth fishing together. We went up and did a Wisconsin smallmouth fishing trip at Sturgeon Bay, and to this day, that might be the greatest fishing trip I've ever been on.
It's definitely the greatest fishing trip that I've ever been on.
I'll tell you one thing, he put us on some fish, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Uh-oh, hold on. Here we go. Little one.
I saw that one running.
I know it. I let him have it for a little while. Look how little he is.
But I'll tell you what, that's one of the benefits of using these lights that you've got around here. You've just got some UV stick-on style lights you can use, but I looked up and could see your line running the bank.
Yeah, that's what that fluorescent blue monofilament, that black light, well, it makes it just show up really good.
Look at this mouse right here. Never in a million years. Out here in the middle of the lake, I think we'd have a mouse come out on the boat.
What's that mouse on the Green Mile?
Mr. Jingles.
Mr. Jingles, yeah. That does look like Mr. Jingles, doesn't it?
We've got us a stowaway here somewhere. I can only assume that we've had a mouse got on the boat in our storage shed. So we've got us a stowaway out here in the middle of the lake. It's not something you anticipate seeing it.
Oh, that's a good fish.
It's about like what I just caught. Let's see here.
That's a good fish there. Oh man, that's a good fish.
Here you go.
Oh yeah.
Hey, a little bigger fish are eating spinner baits.
Yeah, that's a good fish there.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you helping me out there. What we've got here is you got the whole lake coming into an area and the wind's blowing in this way, and it comes up on a ridge, and the fish are sitting right there in about 10, 12 feet right on that ridge. And that seems to be where they're setting. There we go. See you, buddy. Thank you. Well, Billy, all the reports we've been getting said fishing was really, really tough.
Oh yeah.
When you get these periods in the middle of summer where the days are in the 90s and we've had almost 3 weeks of no rain, fishing can get really tough. But I'll tell you what, I'd rather come out here and find out for myself than come out here and fish in the heat of the day.
I'm glad you invited me out here, and I had a great time, and I wish it would have been a little better, but we caught some fish and we still had a good time, and that's what it's all about, right?
Spinner baits out, caught a couple fish, and got to catch up with an old friend. So
that's right.
You can't beat that, man. It's a good time.
Thank you.
Now let's check in and see who else has been out having fun in this week's Ones That Didn't Get Away. Here we have P.T. Richardson with a nice 27-inch blue catfish that was caught while bass fishing. He was using an artificial worm at Goose Creek. He released this fish to fight again another day. Nice job. Check out Sam Stone with this nice largemouth bass that he caught while fishing at a farm pond in Oldham County. Nice fish. Here we have Jarrett Bowling with a few squirrels that he took while hunting in Hardin County. Nice job. Here we have a fellow Fish and Wildlife employee, Jeff Roberts, with a nice over, meaning a fish over 20 inches from Cedar Creek. Nice fish. I love this picture. Here we have Jackson Willard and Kaysen Hill, who went frog gigging with their dads, and now they are hooked. Nice job. Check out 8-year-old Michael LeCompte with this nice spring gobbler that was taken during the youth hunting season. Congratulations. Check out this huge bighead carp that was caught by Michael Waters at Meldal Dam on the Ohio River. Man, what a fight. Here we have Zane Mattingly with a nice 13-inch crappie that was caught from a farm pond in Nelson County. Congratulations. Check out this beautiful largemouth bass that was caught by Clayton Smith. This fish was caught at Green River Lake. Rochelle Bernstead knows how to spend a nice summer evening. That's catching frogs for dinner. Nice job. July is now here, and that means our fall hunting seasons are right around the corner here in Kentucky. If you or someone in your family needs their hunter safety card, go to fw.ky.gov for more information. And remember, hunting and fishing on private property is a privilege. Always ask permission and thank the landowner. Until next week, I'm your host, Chad Miles, and I hope to see you in the woods or on the water. Hello, I'm Chad Miles. Did you know that when you buy a fishing license, it does more than provide summertime fun?
That's nice.
It produces millions of fish that are stocked in our waterways. It constructs new opportunities for boat ramps and public access. It provides new sustainable habitats for our native fish. It creates quality fishing opportunities close to home.
Good job.
It helps protect our home waters. And it makes for a better, more beautiful bluegrass for all that live here, including you and me. The Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife Resources. It's more than just a fishing license.
Do you like to fish in Kentucky? Then you'll love the new Fishboat KY app. Search for new bodies of water, fishing regulations, and fishing reports. You can even save your fishing license. The Fishboat KY app has all of that and more, all in the palm of your hands. What are you waiting for? Download it from your app store and go plan your next fishing adventure right now.